How's it going, everyone? We are coming up on January, and you guys know what I've been saying for quite a while now. Quarter one. One of the most insane quarters in gaming history as far as game releases go. I think when you look at January, February, and March, and more so February and March than January, but January still got a lot of great titles, what I've been seeing being a prevailing thought is, man, this is actually a period where people gotta be a little bit selective with what they pick up, especially because, look, this is pertaining to those of you that like Japanese games. If you guys are watching our channel, you probably like Japanese games, given that I talk about JRPGs ad nauseum, and I think you guys would be sick and tired of my JRPG talk. So, regardless, if you're into Japanese games, you look at the first 3 months, and it is an insane lineup. Not only is it going to be a lot of money spent on these games, the real issue, you can have as much money as you want. You could be Elon, but guess what will always be finite to every living organism on planet Earth, and that is that oh so valuable thing of time. There are only so many games that you can play over the course of the next couple of months, and with January, yes, it's not an absolutely stacked roster of games, but I still think it's a time to be a little bit selective with what you pick up. We do these what to buy series, which games I would say fall into the buy category and what games are on sale, and for January, some games I think are slam dunk buys, others I would say wait on for a sale. One of them is a little bit interesting, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, before we get into this video, I just want to ask you guys, please like this video and do leave a comment with your thoughts. It really does help out the channel a lot, and it is much appreciated. But first of all, let's talk the two games I would say are a buy. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. That's a slam dunk buy. Look, it is only a buy, however, if you have played the other games to an extent where you can enjoy this game. Certainly play Yakuza Like a Dragon. Certainly play Yakuza 0, Kiwami. Given that this game does feature the return of one Kiryu, I think it would be very advantageous for you to at least be familiar with Kiryu from the sense of playing Yakuza 0, Kiwami. If you want to say, you know, you should be playing all 6 of the main Yakuza titles and Yakuza 0 and Like a Dragon Gaiden, I don't know if it's necessary to play absolutely everything, but you should be familiar with Kiryu's story so you have a bit of an attachment. Can you watch recaps? Can you watch synopsises? Can you watch you know, the cutscenes on YouTube, etc., etc. Yeah, that's all. That's all possible to do, but they're great games, so you should just play them anyway. Nonetheless, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is in fact the first RGG title that will be having a $70 price tag. Usually, and I am very critical about the $70 price point, and $70 is only going to be applicable to certain games to really win you over. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is a game that I think can get away with the $70 price tag fairly easily. Look, Yakuza Like a Dragon had an absurd amount of content, and yeah, Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, through Yakuza 6, those games had decent bit of content. If you rush through the main stories, yeah, they can be a little bit shorter than if you take your time, but you might as well do some of the extra content that's available, and if you're dabbling into that, yeah, it's gonna easily, from a content standpoint, be worth your $70. And RGG is one of the most consistent studios on planet Earth that they deserve to be rewarded for all the hard work that they put in. I will add this: if you have yet to play the other Yakuza titles, no real reason at that point to buy Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth for 70 bucks. What you should do is you can find Yakuza Like a Dragon in the bargain bin. You can find Yakuza 0 in the bargain bin, Kiwami 2. All those games you can find in the bargain bin. Have at it with those games because they'll keep you busy for quite a while. But if you're already up to speed on all that, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is going to be a good buy. It might not be a bad idea to play Judgment and Lost Judgment either. But I digress. Easy $70 buy for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I'll say it's a buy on this tentatively. Next up, we got Tekken 8. Now, I am a homer for Tekken. I grew up with Tekken. Tekken 3 was one of those titles I had on my PlayStation 1 early on when I had my PS1, so obviously I have a little bit more of an affinity towards Tekken as a franchise. I always say this about fighting games as a whole these days: it's a really hard sell to a lot of people that aren't into the franchise, given that not only do you have to pay 70 bucks for Tekken 8, and yeah, it's a $70 game, but really to get all the content, you gotta buy the deluxe edition, character season passes, DLC, etc., etc. That is a prevailing element of fighting games. Literally every fighting game under the sun these days, outside of like arcadey fighters like a Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm and the anime fighters, and even those these days have a ton of DLC content. What am I talking about? Storm Connections had an absurd amount of DLC, so that's not even that true anymore either. But yeah, fighting games across the board, honestly, what am I saying? Fighting games across the board just have absurd amounts of DLC content, but if you're into Tekken, you probably want to be, you know, playing Tekken on the ground level in the sense that when this game gets unleashed to the masses, you want to be, that's a fun element of fighting games. See how everything shakes out from a competitive standpoint, what people are gravitating towards. I feel like that is always a very fun element of fighting games, especially if you're into the competitive scene. So I'll say it's a buy, even though the commonality with fighting games across the board these days, I'm not a big fan of with the premium editions, the deluxe editions, all that nonsense, but, you know, for the sake of it, Tekken 8, a buy. Moving on from that, wait for a sale. First up, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. It's a $50 game, it's a Ubisoft release. I'm excited for the game, I'll be real. I think the game looks incredibly slick from a presentation standpoint. I think they just shot this game in the foot a little bit when they revealed this trailer at Summer Game Fest, and it was just a bad way to go as far as how they decided to present this game. I just didn't think that was a great idea, especially because what has been the prevailing thought with Prince of Persia as an IP. Most people want the Sands of Time remake, and we need a bit of an update on that. You pivoted to The Lost Crown, and I think The Lost Crown in its own right looks really good. It's just, I think people are still attached to the Sands of Time remake. Look, we know Ubisoft games go on sale fairly quickly. I don't think this game is gonna crush it from a sales standpoint, so I foresee it going on sale fairly quickly. Once again, I know AC Mirage was one of those games that kind of bucked the trend a little bit as far as it going on sale very quickly. Even that, it did go on sale. Lost Crown, I think people are going to be a little bit apprehensive to spend $50 for a game that's of this style. Sonic Superstars was another game that came out, and it was $60 and people were a little bit apprehensive on that, and that game went on sale fairly quickly. I just offer that to you guys. I think the game looks pretty good, and I think it's going to end up being really good, but I think given everything else coming out, this is one you can wait on a sale for. But if you're looking at the sea and the tidal waves of games coming out, Prince of Persia does come out before the majority of them. So if you want something that's gonna be not as lengthy as some of those big Japanese RPGs you're gonna get into, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown could be a good one to ease yourself into the tsunami of games coming out. Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is a wait for a sale if you're talking about buying it for $50. Look, it's absolutely, like, no, don't be dropping $50 on it. What you should do is, most of you have a copy of The Last of Us Part 2. The $10 upgrade, I think, is fine. No return, looks fantastic. I am really excited about that, even though I have my opinions on Last of Us Part 2 as a game. I don't think it's the greatest thing in the world from a narrative standpoint, but no return is something I can definitely get down with, and that idea of roguelike components to games and IPs that Sony has been investing into, can they do that for some of their other IPs that are available to them? Yeah, I think they could, and I think they could turn out to be really, really good and addicting experiences. The gameplay style to a lot of these Sony IPs and these Sony exclusives, they're quite good, and to have something that offers a lot of replayability, which I think is an inherent issue with some of the Sony releases, I think that'll offer a lot, and hopefully No Return is something they continue to build off of, gets updates, things of that nature. I know a lot of you guys also love Last of Us Part 2 as a game. I think from a visual standpoint, a gameplay standpoint, it's quite good. I've always been into Last of Us from a narrative standpoint, and I just was not a big fan of the narrative decisions in Last of Us Part 2, but some of you guys may disagree with me on that. Nonetheless, also wait for a sale. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. $50 price tag is a little bit high for me, guys. These collections used to be $40, but $50 for Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy, I don't know, that's a little high to me. I know the Ace Attorney fans are just gonna be like, come on, bro, you're getting multiple games here, you're getting an entire trilogy, and you're getting them in one collection. That works out to what, $16.67 per game. How about that? My second grade level math is coming in clutch right now. This is a collection of 3 games, features 14 episodes: Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, and the 2 previously DLC-only special episodes, for a total of 16 episodes in totality. On top of that, you have a ton of extras: Orchestra Hall, Art Library, Animation Studio, and a variety of different languages. It does seem like they're putting a lot of emphasis into this trilogy collection. $50 to me is a little bit of a high price point, especially because it comes out right around the time of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth and Tekken 8. Like, that's gonna be a pretty wild trio of games to pick up if you're gonna be getting Tekken 8, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. Like, yo, pack a lunch for those of you doing that, because I know some people will be. A couple of smaller titles I also do want to note that I think you guys should have on your radar. War Hospital, a pretty interesting World War I title where it focuses on the medical aspects. I think the game looks cool. Interested to see how that turns out. The Cub, I think, has an awesome art style, and a game to also be on the lookout for. And Under Night In-Birth 2, an Arc System Works fighter, obviously super slick in presentation and style. There's certainly a fan base for these games, for my money, as far as fighting games go. Tekken is going to be the one that most people check out, but that's another one coming out right around the same time. But that is going to do it for me. Again, it's just going to get crazy in terms of gaming. I think Quarter 1 looks remarkable, and I feel like not enough talk is happening with that, but maybe it's because there's an amount of people that just aren't into Japanese titles, and a lot of those games aren't going to interest them. Like, if you're not into Japanese games, think about all the games you're just eliminating from Q1. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Grand Blue, Persona 3 Reload, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and so on and so forth. And what are you left with? Q1, the biggest game is Suicide Squad. Like, yeah, good luck with that. It's a Rocksteady title. It hopefully will be good, but a little bit skeptical on that. But that'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you plan on buying in January, what you plan on waiting on a sale for. This is more so a little bit of an overview and my opinions on how I'm going to tackle things and what I would recommend based on things going on sale and whatnot. But that'll do it for me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.